Hey everyone, just gonna show you some lifts that I had yesterday and today. So yesterday was Tuesday, I was benching, and for the longest time now I've had some really crappy bench days, and yesterday was actually a pretty damn good one. And so I'm very excited to see that my bench is finally clicking again. I've found the groove. I'm not nearly as strong as what I was before, but at least it's feeling better. However, I do have a little bit of achiness going on in my shoulders, some slight pain in my left shoulder, and so I'm hoping that it will go away with some short time off before my meet, and I hope that it goes well during my meet. So I work up in doubles yesterday and get up to 295, and I'm doing some pause work here. The pauses are very short. However, since I compete in the USPA, they tend to not be insane about the pauses. They are fair. They do have some long pauses now and again, but I do feel comfortable that doing these doubles with reasonable pauses will translate pretty well into a single with a longer pause. So here's 315 for a pause that was pretty long. It was a grinder for sure, but after all those doubles, I feel pretty well about that. That is going to be heavier than what I'm going to do for an opener, absolutely much heavier. And so I'm thinking somewhere around 285 or 295 for an opener. And if I do 295, that'll be a 20-pound meet PR. Granted, I'll be competing one weight class higher, so it should be expected that I'll be setting PRs in the meet, considering that extra weight. If I hadn't, then I'd be training wrong. So here I'm doing some back off work. That's about 85% of that 315. These are 3 triples with 275 paused. And these, I don't think I was wearing my wrist straps on these. Just trying to squeeze the bar as hard as I can, maintain a good wrist position, maintain some good tightness. So then I get that third triple right there. It felt pretty good. Drop it down to 225, and I do 4 sets of 5 paused, but on the last one, rather than pausing it, I just do a touch and go for a rep out, and I do very well on the rep out considering all the work that I had done before. And I was just going to do 5 by 5, but I decided to screw that last set of 5 and just rep that sucker out. Went really good, so I'm excited about that. Now on my shoulders, since I've been noticing some achiness in my shoulders, I think I identified the cause of that as being all of the overhead work that I've been doing, both from the front rack and behind the back position, and then the front squats, or excuse me, the overhead squats that I've been trying to do. And right now just isn't the time to do those movements. I need to focus on my competition movements. I need to try to keep my shoulders healthy, and by messing around and doing these things that I think are important to learn to do as a weightlifter, and that's something I would like to get into next year, I need to put it off until next year. I need to focus on this competition season, focus on these next few meets, and really keep my shoulders healthy. And if that means I'm doing less overhead pressing, less behind the neck pressing, and less overhead squatting, then that's fine. Not that those things are inherently bad, but something's going on with my shoulder right now, so I'm going to baby it, and I'm okay with that. I'll work on my mobility and flexibility and all that stuff in the interim. So here's that rep out. I got 225 for 10 after all of those other sets at much heavier weights. So I'm very excited about the bench finally making sense again. It's like I forgot how to bench. That movement and I were like boyfriend and girlfriend that break up every 3 months and then just get right back together again. It's weird. And I love it when I'm great at it, and I absolutely hate it when I'm doing bad on the bench. So later on that night, I coach a little bit, do bench press class for some athletes, and then after class, do some slingshot work, just some sets of 5 at 275 with a slingshot, some light stuff. I was definitely wore out though from the benching earlier. All the pause reps and stuff wore me out for benching. So this is today, back up at a different gym that I coach at, and here I am doing some front squats, and the front squat is actually really, really strong, and it's on par with what my abilities were before. And that was before I started cutting, so by the time I came into the gym here and was lifting, I had maybe had 1,500 calories or something like that today, if not a little bit less. And so considering that, I get here to 335. Last week I did 315 for three, I think, two or three. And the best I'd ever done was 325 for three. I'd never gone above 325, and that was when I was sort of bulking. I was a little bit heavier. And so that was 335. That was a 10-pound PR. I'd never squatted anything above 325 before. And so I got up to 335 right here, squatted it. It felt great. I maybe could have done a few more reps. It was a little bit slow out of the hole, so I just cut it right there. I've got deadlifts on Friday, so I'm not going to, blow my legs out and my back out doing a bunch of front squats because they're not a competition movement. My meet is in about 9 or 10 days or something like that, so I'm very excited. Thanks for watching.